I had just returned from the 4th of July ritual started a decade ago. A new American flag was planted on Winfield Peak every year in honor of our country's birthday. On the copper flagpole, I put the name of a friend or family member who was struggling in life. Perhaps illness or disaster had struck them. The names were etched into the pole among the previous ones. Then the pole was used again the following year. A picture snapped at the peak and sent to them telling about the flag flying in their honor that year on the peak was the tradition. A lift-me-up for the chosen person was the intention. Then the flag would be retrieved in the fall, cased, and sent to the honoree or the family. The annual trip was cold, just above freezing this time of year at Timberline. Beautiful, lush, and green. The plants and trees just bursting with new growth were wet and hanging low to the ground. The sound of the runoff roared like a lion down the valley. The morning clouds laid in the valley at the 12,000-foot level like a layer of cotton separating the lush valley floor and the rocky peaks where the sun rays broke through. God's beauty showed through in the white snow laying in the high crevices on the sheer rock faces. Everything was wet first thing, and by the time I got started, my pant legs were soaked, along with my boots, from the dew on the tall grass. The first part of the trip is by ATV, about an hour's ride to my Timberline parking spot. Then the zigzag hike of about 2 hours would begin. It was quiet, and as I emerged from the clouds just above the Timberline, the sun was bright and warm at the summit when I finally reached it. Then I planted the flag, did a photo shoot, and took some time to soak it all in, and of course have a nip from my flask. Then I began the return trip back down the steep, narrow trail and ride back to the cabin to rest and have refreshments. It was a proud walk each year, spent thinking about the person whose name I put on the pole. It was a good thing, like helping an old lady across a busy street. It was intended to be a challenge met head-on and conquered once again. On the way back to the valley floor, I had stopped in the usual spot to shift my ride from climb mode into take-it-on-home mode. Some sort of movement caught my eye to the left. A deer or an elk? No. Standing about 30 yards away in a shadow, I saw an Indian standing motionless now. His dark eyes glared at me, no expression on his face. I nodded, a friendly mountain man nod his way. He gave no reaction, so I moved on. Giving it a little thought, he must have wandered away from a mountain man rendezvous up in the big meadow. Back at the cabin, I was ready to relax. There's nothing like a cold drink after a job well done in the Colorado high country on a warm midsummer morning after a 7-hour adventure. I was about to do what I always did after placing the flag on Winfield Peak. Get in my deck chair, boots off, slippers on, cold drink in hand and spotting scope in place to look at the awesome sight I had created this fine morning. Sitting back on the deck to admire my own handiwork, the flag on the peak would be my view. I saw movement down the road in front of me, about 400 yards away, but moving towards me. I was not sure why, but whatever was heading my way made me feel just a little bit nervous. Not afraid, but that feeling a person might get when they're about to go off the high board or pet a snake. There were people all around. I had seen campers, hikers, and fellow mountain climbers all morning. It was a holiday weekend, so it was a busy place. This unknown shape was something different. I could feel it deep down inside. As the unknown moved closer, 300 yards now, it was moving quickly. I was able to make out the form and the color. It was a man, but it was different somehow. I had only been in my seat a few minutes, one boot off, when I first made out who it was.